Hey, what's up, Dividend Nomads? Welcome back to the channel. Today, I'm going to be giving you guys a monthly recap of one of my income portfolios. And if you want to know what happened to my hair, you can go check that out on my other channel. I made a video about that. But anyway, today I'm going to take you into the phone, share with you what's inside of my portfolio, and show you the dividends that I received for the entire month. And then I'm going to take you inside of my computer and I'm going to show you the overall performance of the portfolio, how it's stacking up against the stock market right now. And lastly, I'll take you into the spreadsheet and share with you guys the final details. So if you're interested in that, stick around. Got a jam-packed video for you guys today. Right now, this is Saturday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in China. So just give you a little context there. So let me record the screen and dive into my brokerage account. 3, 2, 1, bam. All right, open up Charles Schwab here. I gotta log in. All right, refresh it for you guys. So like I said, this is Saturday, 4 o'clock in the afternoon here in China, so there's nothing moving. That's why you see all the zeros at the top for the Dow and NASDAQ, etc. Right now, this account is valued at $77,397. And you can see I've only got $626 in cash. And if we go down here, view all the positions, I'll share them with you really quick. We got XDTE, 1,090 shares. SGov, this is like my high yield savings account where I just store money, right? This is 150 shares. SPYI, 136 shares. Maggie 127, and SCHX, which is not really a dividend stock, it just pay a dividend, but this is basically just to offset some of the NAV erosion, if there is a NAV erosion, right? But this is also not performing very well, but you'll see that behind the scenes in a minute though. So let's go in here and check out the history really fast, and I'll show you what I've done this month in terms of dividends. So really quickly, let me go back here to the 1st of February, or the 2nd. February the 2nd was the first dividend I received from Maggie, 41.24. On the 5th, SGov paid me 46. And then on the 6th, XDT, $64 only. Maggie, 36. Then we have the 13th, 134 from XDTE. Another 36 from Maggie. 67 from SPYI, and almost 200 there from XDTE. And then again, we got another 36 from Maggie and another 221 from XDTE. So actually what happened this month, XDTE has been paying lower dividends or lower distributions, but they're trying to preserve the NAV in the stock, which I highly appreciate because the NAV has stayed very stable and has helped keep my account intact, which I'm very grateful for. I'm glad they've done that. And we'll get more into that later, but let me record the screen on my computer and show you how this is performing against the entire stock market, just so you can get an idea of what this type of income portfolio does. And I'll get into the spreadsheet and show you guys the exact totals and everything. So let me record the screen here. Let's see, I don't want to do that. Let's record the whole screen. All right, 3, 2, 1. Bam. All right. So here we are in my computer. This is inside of my Charles Schwab brokerage account. This has some functions that the app doesn't have. That's why I had to take you in here. But you can see my account has had a cumulative rate of return of 1% from January 1st until now, right, till February 27th, which was Friday. So year to date, we've made 1%. That's it. But let's see what that looks like compared to the rest of the market is what I want to do. So let's go check out the Dow Jones first, since it's first on the list here. And you can see, maybe you can see, I don't know. Okay, there we go. That's the Dow in the orange. So you can see the Dow Jones is beating us. If we go down here, we can see my account is 1% and the Dow Jones is 3.19%. So let's check out the NASDAQ. More people look at this in the S&P anyway. The NASDAQ is in black, so you can see we are beating the NASDAQ year to date so far. So this portfolio, income portfolio, basically all covered calls, is outperforming the NASDAQ. So then I'm 1%. The NASDAQ is negative 1.5%. So we're definitely beating the index there, which is the beauty of getting income when the market is, going down like this. If we check out the S&P, S&P is in the orange there. You can see we're pretty much neck and neck here at the end. So you can see here when the market goes up, we go up. We just don't go up as much because they're all my stocks are S&P 500 based, but they're covered call, which means they're capped to the upside. So when the S&P goes up, I do go up. I just don't go up as much as the S&P because I have that cap, because I'm getting that income, getting that premium from the income or the options that these covered call ETFs pay. But you can see when it goes down, we go down too, but not as deep, not as hard. And you can see here, like when this big drawdown, my account is not down as much as the S&P. But when we go up, we don't go up as much either. But anyway, what that looks like, I'm at 1.08. The S&P is 1.11. So we're just slightly behind the S&P, but not enough to amount to anything. And we're getting income instead of just holding the S&P, not getting income. So that's pretty cool. Now, the last one is the Russell, obviously. And you can see the Russell has been doing really well lately. The Russell is killing us. And that's because of the rotation, because all this money has came out of the Mag 7, which makes up the majority of S&P 500, and it's been going to other places, and it's been going to smaller cap names, especially with the lower interest rates we've been getting lately. Small caps, which is the Russell, they have more access to money, which helps them grow their companies, and you see a lot of money go into the Russell now, so they're definitely killing it right now. I'm 1%, the Russell's 8%. So moving into the Russell would have been a great idea if you'd have done it at the beginning of the year. But right now, I don't know. Some of these Russell 2000 stocks can be very volatile, and we're in a very, very volatile environment right now. We're on the verge of war. I mean, I just got a message on my phone, breaking news. Israel just attacked Iran, and we were so close to having a deal with Iran. And then as soon as we get that close, right before we strike a deal, Israel attacks them, which you all know. Typically, we stay on the side with Israel for all this stuff, which means it's probably going to hurt the stock market. They're getting in the way of our deal, and it's causing problems. You've already seen crypto tanking over this war news. I mean, as soon as it came out, crypto started tanking. So if something don't stabilize over the next day, Monday when the market opens, it's going to be nasty, I think. So we got that to look forward to on Monday. So anyway, that's how I'm stacking up. We're about basically even with the S&P 500. We're doing exactly what the S&P 500 is doing, which if you look at my spreadsheet here, you can see I'm mostly in S&P 500 stocks. Let me make this bigger where you can see it. 150%, is it better? Okay, so you can see XDTE is S&P 500 covered call ETF. 0 DTE covered call ETF. MAGI is the Magnificent 7, which makes up the majority of the S&P, right? The majority of the weight of S&P is in the Mag 7, so we have that. And then we have SPYI again, which is the S&P 500. And then we have SGov, which is basically it's Treasury bond. It's basically just a high yield savings account. So this doesn't really have any effect on anything. And then we have SCHX, which is US large cap ETF, which is the S&P 500, right? This is Schwab's version of VOO, pretty much. So everything I have in this account is S&P 500, other than my SGov, which is just a high yield savings account. So that's why we're performing exactly like the S&P 500 is performing. We're just getting income. If we go here and look at the overall performance, not great, but you can see the total return of XDT is 19%, market return minus 3.35. So this includes the income, right? Maggie, not doing so hot there, 4.3% versus 9.66. This one, I don't know, man. It was like flat, and now it's falling off a cliff again. So I might have to do some damage control on this one soon if things don't turn around. SPYI, we are slightly positive on the total return, only 0.5%. and the market return is down 1%. No, not a big deal. This can come back really fast. SGov, like I said, this is my high yield savings account. We got 0.24 on the market return. This usually kind of every month it kind of resets. It's like down here, and it slowly creeps up all through the month. And then when they pay the dividend, it comes back down, and it slowly creeps up again. So that's why you have a discrepancy between the market return and total return, because this does creep up, and I have received some income from this already. So that's why we're 0.5% total return and 0.24 on the market return. SCHX, again, this is basically the same thing as Vanguard's VOO. It's just Schwab's version of it. This is slightly down, just over 0.25%, not much. And yeah, so this is basically going to do the exact same thing the S&P 500 does. So, I'm okay with that. And trying to reconnect. I must have an internet problem. I don't know what's going on here. So anyway, you can see my allocation. I'm 55% in XDTE, which I'm not adding to this position. I'm just taking that money and I'm actually putting it into SPYI. So all these dividends I'm getting, I put them into SPYI right now. Maggie is there, only 7%. I don't really want to add to this, but it is on drip. So I'm trying to get this average down, at least so I can get flat so I can make up my mind if I want to get out of it or not. But if it gets too bad, I'll have to cut my ties with it anyway. I'm not going to let it drag the portfolio down. Yeah, SGov, almost 20%, so basically 20% in cash. I'm okay with that. I can use that money for, emergency dip buying in the event of a major crash or something like that. That's basically all it's there for. It's not there for anything else other than that. And then 7% in SCHX. So that's what we got going on there. And lastly, the dividend log. This is February. I'll put it at the top for you guys. There we go. Well, I'll just leave it here like this. You can see both January and February. So in January here, you can see XDT paid me $27.13. That's because they had that one time special distribution, like where they because XDTE, they try to preserve the NAV, right? And then at the end of the year, the money that they didn't pay out to you, on a weekly basis, they're required by law to pay that to you. So they just do it at the end of the year, which because of the date of the X date or whatever, it actually paid it in January and not December. So that's why you have this large payment from XDTE, but that's not the typical payment. In February, I got $6.19, which is also not the typical payment because after that large payment, they started paying smaller distributions to maintain the NAV, smaller than normal for a long time, like 5 or 6 weeks. And so I usually get about $1,000 from them, and it ended up only being $600 because they cut that distribution. Now, for me, like I said, I'm happy with that because they preserved my NAV. They didn't let my NAV bleed out and pay me a bunch of money. And I'd rather have them do that because I'm prepared. I've mentioned in my previous videos, if you want to live out your portfolio off your dividends, you need to have some emergency cash to live off of in events like this, so you're not drawing the capital out of your portfolio and letting your capital dwindle down. And I actually have 3 years worth of cash and living expenses to handle that. But for me, 3 years of cash and living expenses isn't a big deal because I live in Asia where everything is cheap. So what would I say to somebody who is not living in Asia, who is living like a normal, conventional or traditional life or whatever in America? I would say 1 year worth of cash and living expenses. It was what I would have set aside. But I have 3 years because I'm very conservative. And like I said, I live in Asia, so it doesn't take much money to do that. Anyway, Maggie paid me $151 this month. Last month was $155. SPYI paid me $67.90 this month. Last month that was $58. SGov paid me $46. Last month they didn't pay me because I didn't own this last month. I had SWVXX, which is a money market fund, and I switched it for SGov. So I didn't get paid from SGov last month. And SCHX only pays quarterly, so I will get a dividend in March from SCHX, but it won't be very much. It's nothing to make a big deal about. So anyway, if we go all the way over here to the very end, you can see here sold positions. I didn't sell anything, so there's no income there. So for the total for February, I only got $884 this month in this portfolio. Now I do have other portfolios, so keep that in mind. But that's what this portfolio paid me, $884 for the month of February. And I believe March is going to be much better because I think XDT is slowly ramping up their distribution again. Like last one we just got was 20 cents, which it was like 5 or 10 cents. But previously, before the big special distribution and all that stuff, they were paying like 23 cents a month. So we're getting back to normal distribution, which should put me closer to $1,000 a month from XDTE alone, not counting these other plays that I have. So anyway, that's what's going on in my portfolio this month. Thought I would share that with you guys, show you how it's stacking up against the market, what it looks like compared to the NASDAQ and S&P in this current environment. And to be honest with you, I'm quite happy with it. I mean, I know it's only $884, but I'm doing what the S&P is doing. You can see my portfolio is exactly like the S&P. I'm not losing my capital. Like my account value is staying about the same. It's not going down. It's not going up either, but it's not going down. And I'm getting income. So I can't complain about that. I'm happy with that. It's better than being in something like some Yield Max product when you're watching your money just go down the drain and in exchange for income. That's not happening for me in this portfolio. I'm just staying flat and I'm getting a little bit of money. So yeah, I can't complain. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it so far. But if things turn around and we start to go up, maybe, then I'll be even more happy, of course. But it is what it is. In my other account, I have several other accounts actually, but I have another account. I'll probably make a video about that. But I'm starting to get back into day trading. For those of you who don't know, I used to day trade, especially like during the pandemic here in China. We were on lockdown for 3 years. And so I didn't go to work. I didn't do nothing. I just spent 3 years in the house day trading. And I learned how to day trade and become profitable at it. And so for the past couple of years, I haven't done much day trading. But now I'm starting to get back into it, trading a couple of days a week just to basically reintroduce myself to it, because I've been out of it for so long. So I'm taking it nice and slow, taking some small trades, and I might start sharing some of that stuff with you guys here in the very near future. I just got to get back in the swing of things because it's been a while. But I am making a little bit of money there, but I'm not getting rich, okay? I'm just made a few small trades here and there just to get back into the swing of things. And then once I start getting more comfortable with it again, then I'll start upping the size probably. But anyway, we'll talk about that in another video. Thanks for spending some time with me. Thanks for watching. I got a free newsletter down there if you want to check that out. Check out my other YouTube channel if you're interested about my life abroad and what happened to my hair. All that stuff on the other channel. I'll put the link down there too. And there's like 10,000 subscribers over there too. So if you guys are interested, there's other people who are interested in it. Anyway, yeah. I don't know what else to say. I'll see you guys next time, man. Y'all take care.